So please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
More like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here?
like this guy here.
Is this
No,
is this really happening? You met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now that you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
no,
fair.
but you're more in the category like Luther Reckner, Arnold, okay?
My man. Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic. That's great, partner. You two ever go out place everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go. We head to Kroger's and we work.
Yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God. And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes
can you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
How
I
do you do it?
mean,
Teach
the
me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you know you gotta get the smile going on some shoes, but.
Wait, hold up.
You got.
I gotta
when it's
try
time,
this with
when it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try this
you gotta
with
think
you.
of something funny and start laughing.
Do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is a sexy eye right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smile.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
Wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild. Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up. Weekdays, catch us live somebody. Let's go.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. Yes. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Monday because it is Monday. I know that a lot of people have been out busy in the heat, protesting, fighting the good fight, getting your voices heard, getting everything you can out of this time that we have. Some people are still furloughed. Some people are still just waiting for the jobs to be basically switched back on. So perfect time to go out and protest and get your voices heard, right? Anyway, I got my brothers in the house, Jackie and Tommy. How you guys doing? What's a guan, brothers?
Good morning. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I think if I'm correct, today is National Best Friend Day?
Hey!
Is that right?
I think so. Unfortunately, my best friends aren't on the show, so
you mother lover.
Yeah.
I'm just playing. But anyway, I think it's National Best Friends Day. I think.
I'm gonna go to nationaldaycalendar.com and see what it says.
Please do it.
Every day's a national day.
I'd rather be wrong than I'd rather be wrong than right. You know what I mean? I'd rather be wrong than be right. Most of the time, I'm wrong. So
it was
it's
National
all good.
Donut Day over the weekend.
Oh.
See, man, no one cares about that,
today.
man. No one cares about that, man. Okay?
Today is National Best Friends Day.
Thank you. I am right. Hey, yeah, baby. Yeah. See, I like being right sometimes, man. Shoot. You know what I'm saying? Let me be right sometimes, man. Shoot. Why is everybody
I want to
so...
also point out it's World Brain Tumor Day today, too. So on a more uplifting note, there's
Bringing awareness.
yes.
Thank you so much, Tom.
Sometimes your best friends, you be around them too much, you start getting a brain tumor.
Thank you
guys especially.
Thank you so much, Tom. I really appreciate you giving me that useless knowledge. I'm forever changed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm forever changed.
Happy Monday, Pascal.
Happy Monday. Happy Best Friends Day. Happy National Best Friends Day. For all you guys who have friends out there, you're probably not watching this show. But I'm just kidding. For all you that have best friends out there or are a best friend of somebody. Because here's the thing. Do you know anybody who's the best friend to somebody but they aren't the best friend back? Does that even make sense? Like, you can't be the boyfriend or the girlfriend of somebody and they not be your boyfriend or girlfriend back. It just doesn't make sense, right? So isn't it the same thing with best friends, or can it be a one street, like a one-way street?
It's like one BF and then the other is a BFF?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? One's a BF and one's a BFF. No, that's still best friends. You're still a best friend.
But not forever. Just today.
That was his dad joke for the day, guys.
Hey.
It was weak sauce, really weak sauce, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying? We good. No, but that's a question I'd love to know. Can you be a best friend of somebody, but they are not your best friend back? Definitely comment down below and let me know what you think, because I'd love to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's possible. But it's weird. Why would you be the bestest friend to somebody and not get that retrieving friendship back? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to confide in, like, okay, I'm going to confide in Tom, right? I'm going to confide in Tom all day long, but then Tom doesn't confide in me, then what? Are you just my therapist then? Basically, you're like a glorified therapist then, right? Wouldn't that count as some, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's got to be even. It's got to be even, right? Go ahead, guys. What were you going to say?
Well, I don't know. I see people from time, there are people out there that kind of have a Ren and Stimpy sort of relationship where one person is like, just loves one person and just thinks they're the greatest person on earth. And the person they think is their best friend is just exhausted by their friendship. And, you see that from time to time where it's like, wow, that is a total one-way street as far as friendship goes.
Wow.
Kind of like a stalker.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Kind of like that movie, The Cable Guy. That comes to mind.
Perfect example. It's like, hey, guys. Yeah. And you're like, whoa, bruh. Chill. Tranquilo. You know what I'm saying? Just pump the brakes hard. Real quick, because I got some people who are sitting there going, yes. Some are saying, yes, you can, like, be the best friend and not be the receiving end of that. Cherry on Facebook said yes. One-way streets only work for a certain period of time, and then you get exhausted. That's what Cherry said on Facebook. Thank you. Good morning, Cherry. Thank you so much for commenting. Let's see. Tane Ware UA. I don't know. On Twitch, thank you so much for commenting on Twitch, said, seen a crap fight when it came to someone's wedding once. Two dudes just unleashing on each other. Everything wrong they've ever done to the groom. Neither ended up in the wedding party. That's funny. I'm better than you. I'm his best friend. That's funny as hell. But yeah. Interesting. That's interesting. I've heard stories like that, where it's just been, uneven friendships where I've seen moments where they're like, "You're my best friend," and it's almost like you saying that you love somebody for the first time. You know what I'm saying? In that relationship, and then they don't say it back. You're like, "Damn, that hurts." So I've seen that where it's like, "You're my best friend," and then the person doesn't return, "Yeah, you're my best friend too, man." Like, you don't hear that. You know what I'm saying? So anyway.
Or thanks, bro.
Yeah, or you get thanks. You too. That's lovely. I
appreciate your friendship.
I appreciate your friendship. Or, that's lovely. That's real lovely. Anyway.
Straight to the high five.
Straight, yep. And a hug, just like the bro hug. Like, you're my man. You the man. Let's go back to that party. Let's change the subject real quick. Mr. T12 said, I can see this happening to a guy who is kept in the friend zone by a girl he likes a little bit too much. And that's absolutely right. See what I'm saying? It's kind of like you going to your friend that you say is your best friend. It's like going to a girl saying, I like you. And she doesn't, she does not reciprocate the same feelings. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. You know what I mean? Zach Hunter said on YouTube, God should be our best friend. No. True.
I don't know. I've tried being his best friend. It seems like a bit of a one-way street at this point.
Yeah, it's really selfish. You get to say a whole lot of stuff at him. He never says anything back. You ask for advice. There's things I asked for when I was 12, and I'm still waiting for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Sort of.
Where's that Ferrari at?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Where that Lambo at, man? Where's that Lamborghini at, man? In the millions of dollars, and the lifestyle of Dan Bilzerian or whatever his name is, Blazarian or whatever. Although, I think I'd probably have a heart attack by this time if I was living the lifestyle of Dan Bilzerian or whatever his name is. So, anyway, moving on. We got to get into some of these top stories. But before I say that, I hope you guys are all having a fantastic Monday. It is the top of the week. You know what I'm saying? It's time to go out there and crush it. Every day is an opportunity to turn it all around for all you guys that are trying to get out of bed and stay motivated and do something with your lives on a positive thing. For a motivational Monday, get up, do something, and as Gary V would say, go out and crush it, man. You know what I'm saying? You should have been crushing it already, but if you haven't done it yet, it's okay. Get up, start doing something today. Anyway, we got to go into this top story today. Now there's this thing going on in regards to a lot of videos are going out there that are a lot of videos, a lot of photos that are going viral on social media, showing multiple cities getting either their captains or a whole squad of police kneeling in solidarity towards this protest and towards the trying to get rid of the systemic racism that's going on in this country. And apparently some are saying that the police kneeling is a PR stunt. Tommy Boy, speak on it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure as a lot of us have seen on social media over the last week, there have been these videos of police officers in various cities around the country taking a knee and showing apparent solidarity with protesters. And there's some, not all, but some members of the protest movement that are saying they don't want police to kneel. They said that it functions more as a PR stunt, and that a lot of these police departments, will take a knee one day and then be out the next day shooting rubber bullets and pepper spray at protesters. There's the actor Kendrick Sampson from HBO's Insecure, who had a Twitter post where he showed where he'd been hit with, I guess, rubber bullets or pepper bullets, and said, hey, look, city of LA, great that you're taking a knee, but you're out there the next day hitting people with non-lethal projectiles. And he said, what did he say here? Says it does not help my boy who has 2 broken bones in his skull right now because they aimed a cannon at his head with rubber bullets. So
interesting.
There are people out there, and Buffalo's police department. I'm sure we all have seen the video of the 75-year-old man being pushed over in Buffalo.
Oh, yeah.
The day before that video was shot, the Buffalo Police Department had taken a knee.
Really?
Yeah, some members of the Buffalo Police Department on June 3rd took a knee in solidarity with protesters, and then the next day, they knocked over that old guy, and then all the members of the riot response unit.
Which, by the way, just some information in regards to the 75-year-old man that got pushed over and everything. He was taken to the hospital, obviously, and there's some new updates on him. He is recovering, but he is still in critical condition. So for those of you that have been curious about the end results of him, he is still in critical condition. He's fighting through it, but yeah, he's still getting through it. He's still fighting through it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And of course, the 2 cops that pushed that poor old man have now been arrested now.
Yes.
For assault, if I'm correct. So yes, just a small snippet of information in regards to that situation. What were you gonna say, Jack?
So the first time that I saw a photo of the police kneeling, I didn't read the headline or anything like that, and I just saw the photo. And the first thing that popped in my head was not that they were kneeling in solidarity with the protesters, that they were kneeling in solidarity with Derek Chauvin. And that I thought it was really messed up when I first saw the photo, because I was like, that is sick. And I bet you that there are people that are in that mix that are still kneeling, but like you said, the next day they go out and they start shooting the rubber bullets. Maybe the whole mentality is they show it and say, yeah, I'm for the protesters, but there's a mix in there that's going to be like, no, I'm not kneeling for the protesters, I'm kneeling for Derek. It's the same reason that 57 of those police that were there with the 2 that shoved out the guy quit. In support of,
but they're not kneeling. You see what I'm saying?
But I know, but it's that same thing that they have each other's backs still, obviously, and because they can't. It's a two-faced thing. I feel like it is a PR stunt. I feel like it is because what does that solve? It doesn't solve anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna kneel right now, and then in 15 minutes I'm gonna be behind you walking with my baton.
But didn't I say this? I said this a couple shows ago. I think I said this like last week sometime when after the first Flint, after the sheriff of Genesee went and was like, "Yo, we're putting down our riot gear. We're marching with y'all." And there wasn't any riots. There wasn't any looting. Still to this day, there hasn't been any incidences of any sort. They have had nothing but nothing but peaceful protesting in Flint, Michigan, in the Genesee County. So I feel like a lot of the cops saw that viral video and wanted to follow in suit because they thought, and this is me being a huge cynic right now, but I think that they thought that, hey, it's working for them over there. Let's just take a knee so everyone can shut the hell up. They can do their protesting, that's fine, but then we don't have to hurt anybody. They don't go and ruin anything. They don't go and loot and vandalize anything. Let's just do this real quick. Take a knee, say that we're with y'all, you know what I mean? Just smile, pat them on the back, and on the back end of it, keep doing what we usually do, which is police. So I could definitely see that idea or that approach, but then I can also see that this is just me being like the optimist, the tragic optimist, I guess, is just saying, well, maybe I keep thinking they are kneeling, but then at the same time they still got to do their job in a way. But if the protesters are being peaceful, there's no reason to shoot out tear gas, pepper bullets, or rubber bullets at anybody. Period. So if you're going to take a knee, go back to your job, do what you need to do, but protect peacefully as well. You see what I'm saying? Just doesn't, but I can see how people are thinking it's a PR stunt for sure. Absolutely. I can see without a shadow of a doubt.
Yep. I thought that the police weren't supposed to, or anybody now, it wasn't allowed to kneel and do some kind of protesting during their job. So are all these police officers that are doing it going to be reprimanded?
That's a good question. There was a similar incident at the White House with Secret Service, where they had asked, I guess some of the protesters that were face to face with the Secret Service were asking, at least one of the Secret Service members was an African American, said, "Why don't you take a knee with us in solidarity?" And he said, "Believe me, I'm with you, but I as long as I have this uniform on, I can't do that. Like, if I have this uniform on and I do that, So, I mean, that, raises the question, that sign of protest, should you take that stance knowing that you're going to be reprimanded? I mean, obviously, a lot of people are protesting this in ways that will affect them professionally and personally. So should Secret Service take a knee knowing that they should be reprimanded? That's a question.
That is a very good question. I'm sorry, I'm trying to pull something up here because I'd like to show you guys something that I find very, very interesting, but I'll show it in a second. But I think that, remember what I was saying like last week as well? Like a lot of things I said last week that are kind of coming into fruition now, which I find very funny. But it's the PR stunts that really aggravate the heck out of me, which are, oh, we're going to lip sync to, Bruno Mars, 24 Karat Magic. Look, cops are cool. Cops are enjoyable. Hey, we're teddy bears. Yeah, we might have a gun. We could take your life by putting our knee on your neck. But hey, deep down inside, we're just teddy bears that love 24 Karat Magic in the air. Like, what the hell? So for me, them taking a knee, them kneeling, seems a little weird. This does seem a little weird. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. I'm not going to sit here and say that all cops are bad. Somebody's phone is vibrating hard. I'm not going to sit here and say that. Anyway, I'm not going to sit here and say that that I'm not going to sit here and say that all cops that are kneeling are doing it as a PR stunt. No, I'm not going to say that. But I will say that there's got to be some, for sure. Or, when you got the, New York captain of, of the police taking a knee, is he really doing it because he's trying to be with the people, or is he just trying to do that so he can save a few buildings? And that's what it is. What's the agenda? What's his goal behind actually kneeling? Just like all those, like I said, those viral videos that were like, hey, we're cool. Let's do a couple viral videos to show that police officers are good people too. That didn't really work. Same thing with the kneeling. Yeah. It's cool to see you all out here taking a knee. Trust me, it's beautiful. If it has real intent behind it, if it really has true, full-on intent behind it. But then you get things like what I'm about to show you, which is kind of messed up. 1 second, I need to pull this up. Hold on. Now, this is from Washington Post. They are, sorry, I'm trying to mute this thing. It is literally during one of the protests, and it shows some footage. The guys just sent this to me, so sorry, I'm pulling this up because I want you guys to see it with your own two eyes as well. Everybody who's watching, thank you, fam. Anyway. This is some footage of cops doing a little dirty. And don't worry, there's more after this. So here we go. Take a look.
Yeah, look at them. Look at that. They're literally destroying supplies.
Let's go back.
They're destroying our supplies.
So real quick, before I show this one more time or show this again, it's a little bit longer than what I'm showing you right now. But I wanted to put in a little bit of a backstory to this before you see this. Now, this is literally at a protest that's going on, and a bunch of cops, like I was telling you guys before, at a lot of these protests, they will have people walking around with bags full of water, hand sanitizer, masks, the whole nine. Just trying to keep it civil, trying to be neighborly, people trying to help each other out. It's hot as hell out there right now, so everybody's trying to stay properly hydrated, but of course trying to keep safe and not try to pass any coronavirus around. Remember we have coronavirus. You know what I mean? Remember that? Anyway, so a bunch of cops. So apparently there was a spot where like a little hub where they were doing where they had water, snacks, the whole nine. Just for the protesters, it was a little spot for them to go back, get water, get rehydrated, the whole nine. The cops surrounded this thing, and this is where this video comes from. So here you go.
They're destroying our supplies. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, look at them. Look at that. They're literally destroying supplies. Destroying everything the community donated. This is scum. This is the lowest level. That's so wasteful. Like, on any sort of level. Look at that.
Can't see it.
Sorry,
again.
I'm
Okay.
off the camera.
Look at that.
Yeah,
wow.
we're going. We're waiting. We're waiting for cover of more people. Yeah, let's get out. Let's bounce.
Yeah. So that is something. That actually happened. Now the thing is that yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to get this turned off, and it's just losing its dang mind. So sorry guys, I had to turn down the volume a little bit. So yeah, that is something that happened. So you got people who are out here going, oh, cops out here going, hey, we're gonna take a knee. We're gonna take a knee. We got you. We got you. But then we also get stuff like that. Okay? That's case point number one. I got another one. One more, and then we'll open up the discussion here. This is some wild stuff too. This guy, I don't know if you've heard about this particular individual, but he goes by Officer Yen or Officer Yuen, and he is a California police officer, and he is I don't know if he did like a mound of cocaine or if he was doing like heavy, like some serious steroids or something like this. But this dude was absolutely on, like just on one. So I got this from a news station. So we're going to take a look at this also. This is the other side of what people are seeing out there, aside from seeing people kneel, cops kneel. So here's the other one.
The officer have just exploded on Twitter, and tonight they've had an impact at San Jose City Hall.
Friday in San Jose, 33-year-old San Jose police officer Jared Yuen appears ready for action, swaying with his projectile launcher. His demeanor draws a reaction from the crowd.
This is funny to them. They're having a blast on They have smiles on their faces.
He runs away and back and says, Andrea Pritchett is a founding member of Berkeley Cop Watch.
He was escalating an already seemingly tense situation and making it worse, and thus endangering members of the public.
In a second video, a woman asks him, "Why are you on that side?" He answers. Seconds later, he reaches around another officer and fires a projectile. The scuffle is on. Cop Watch points out those projectiles, like the one I picked up at that same protest on Friday, can be dangerous fired that way.
They are a crowd control weapon. They're meant to disperse crowds, et cetera, et cetera. They're not meant to be fired at close range.
Those videos spread across Twitter today, and this evening, San Jose's police chief announced he has removed Officer Yuen from street duty. He's now under an internal affairs investigation.
Now, what's crazy to me is that this is someone that is protecting our streets. Like, this dude is out here with that swagger, thinking that he's coming out of like some, I don't know, some Boys in the Hood movie or something like that, just with his swagger and all that. Like, I don't know what the heck is going on with dudes like this, but there are guys, there are cops like this out here, period, that think they're cowboys, that think they're impenetrable, that they're invincible, that just want to get them some, like they're in a war zone. I don't know what was wrong with that dude, but let's hear what his captain had to say about this. Here we go.
I'm not happy with his actions. I'm sure if Jared was sitting here, he'd be embarrassed as well. But I will tell you, I know Jared, and he's a good kid who made a mistake, who let his emotions get the better of him.
The only Asian American on the San Jose City Council says Officer Yuen should not be fired.
We have to proceed and call out wrongs, but we need to provide space to win people's hearts and minds and allow them a chance to atone and win allies as we continue on the righteous path.
Okay. I don't know why they want to, why the San Jose City Council member had to say any of that trash. You know, homeboy came out just ready, guns ablazed, ready to just start all kinds of all kinds of trouble. He was up to no good. But that's what I'm saying. There are people out here that are going, hey, you know, these cops are going to take a knee. But then we see this side of it, too. We see this, you know, and I'm not sitting here saying that those are the same cities at all. But it's really hard for people to take the cops seriously when you see moments like the moments I just showed you, you know, them going over and smashing up water bottles when people are just peacefully protesting, or going and homeboy is out there. He runs up and he just fires his gun, point like right at them. He's not bouncing the bullet, the rubber bullet off the ground or anything like that. He is literally just shooting it straight at people because he just wants to get him some. You know what I mean? Those are the kind of things that we don't need to see. But we're seeing them because the cops, police, are starting to show their ass. So that's when it's like the kneeling becomes obsolete. The kneeling becomes just a load of crap. It's just for show. 24 karat magic in the air. It's full of BS. Guys, what do you think?
So that's the other kneeling we were talking about. That there's other police that are still kneeling, but they're kneeling to slash down water bottles. There's also an area that was in one of the cities, I can't remember which one, where police are going around and slashing all the tires in a certain area. And
The
so
police
people
are
going back to their car, and all 4 tires be slashed. And they know it was the police because a couple got on video, but then there's also that whole area was shut down.
Wow.
So no protesters could go in there, and it was only police in that area. And the mayor or something came out and said it was the police department. So I mean, it's just a couple bad actors. But for the one that is firing directly at people, I mean, one, yeah, immediately should be fired. 2, it should also be charged because you're using the disbursement tools the improper way. There's not, if you're going to be given a rubber bullet gun, you're going to be trained on how to use it. And everyone in every city has now got a story about somebody being shot directly at the face with it or in the body from close range. Those people that's like attempted murder. And so, I mean, those things are not small, tiny little rubber bullets that are going to bounce off you. This isn't a Nerf gun. Right. These are, 2.5-inch diameter, a short little girthy bullet that, it's not soft rubber, it's hard rubber. I mean, it's like throwing a cork ball at your head, but with a gun. And it's like in your leg or whatever it may be. But I wonder how many of these riot police and other police that are out on these front lines, I would love to see them get drug tested. Because
no kidding.
How many of them do you think you went and took a line before they went out to get hyped up? Or how many popped a couple extra Adderall or took a little bit of other type of upper?
Steroids,
to be able to go out there. Steroids. And to be able to go out there and be I'm tired today. I got to be on my game. I got to, Johnson, what do you got? What can I have, man?
But see, that's the thing. Everybody who's out here, trying to get into, they're out here. A lot of these cops are out here trying to stay alert, try to stay ready, the whole nine. And for them to sit there and, when you got somebody out there going let's get us some, it's. I don't know. Clearly, there's something not right. That's when you go, that person should be under investigation. Now, I don't get why, like I said, the city council member would sit there and say, wait, no, let's not fire him, blah, blah, blah. I don't care if he's filling some sort of quota, racial quota of some sort in the department or anything like that. There are plenty of other Asian American people out there that will be more than happy to become a cop. You know what I'm saying? Well, maybe not so much anymore right now, but you know what I'm saying. At that, if it was under a different circumstance, a person like that should be absolutely under investigation without a shadow of a doubt. We shouldn't even, you know what I'm saying? There should be no question about it. But like I said, we're seeing 2 completely different sides of police yet. And I'll sit here and say that I'll play devil's advocate. We're also seeing 2 completely different sides of the protests as well. If you really think about it, we're seeing the yin and yang, no pun intended. I'm not sitting there saying that because he's Asian. Literally, we're seeing the yin and yang of cops, and we're seeing the yin and yang of protesters. The looting and rioting has now gone down. Your dog concurs, Jack. It has gone down. The rioting and looting and vandalism and arson and all that stuff that's been happening has gone down has come down to a considerable amount. But these cops are still looking for action. They're still shooting out tear gas in the middle of peaceful protesters. They're still shooting rubber bullets, just like you just saw with Officer UN. Just straight up shooting at people for no reason whatsoever. There's got to be a certain amount of accountability for those types of actions. Period. Yeah. And it's a damn shame.
And there just isn't any. And that's what's really frustrating about this, whether it be the 75-year-old man that was pushed over in Buffalo or the Asheville Police Department slashing all the water, or this guy in San Jose that was going out there thinking he's Rambo. In every one of those instances, rather than just say, this person was way out of line and they're going to be disciplined or fired. The police department instead defended them. And I mean, granted, those 2 police officers in Buffalo were suspended without pay, but then 57 members of their riot team resigned in protest of them being suspended. So it's really hard to look at this and say, oh, it's just a few bad eggs here and there, where whenever there is a bad egg, the rest of the police run to their defense.
Yeah.
So it just, yeah, it's a PR nightmare for them. And yeah, it kind of rings hollow when some of these people take a knee.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, well, you don't really believe this.
Yeah. You know, on Periscope, Sean said on Periscope, there are great cops. Unfortunately, they get a bad rap because of the bad cops. And that is very, 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 very true. Gray Wolf said on YouTube, and also thank you so much for commenting on Periscope. Go hit that follow button. That would really, really mean a lot. Anyway, Gray Wolf on YouTube said, can I just say that people that attend hairdresser school is 40 plus weeks, and the police academy is only 13 to 19 weeks. Now, you can definitely say that, Gray Wolf. Thank you so much for telling us, because I remember seeing that in a viral video by Prince EA. You know, he's a big-time motivational speaker / rapper, spoken word artist. But he did put that in his most recent video about the difference between a barber and, you know, like how many hours a barber must have, how many hours of experience a barber must have to become a barber, and then a cop it's just drastically different, the amount of time that a cop needs to become a cop and a hairdresser needs to be a hairdresser. So thank you, Gray Wolf, for putting out that statistic, or that actual stat, because you know, I totally forgot about it. So thank you for reminding me of that, because that is really crazy that you can trust somebody, like they take your hair more seriously than your life, if you think about it. So you can have no problem
on the job training, I guess.
I guess so, that too, but at the same time, absolutely, that's very, very true. But you know, you're taking your hair, which grows back. You know, if somebody messes up, it can grow back. You might be mad, you might look funny for a little while, but it'll grow back, you know? But then you got somebody, you're putting your life in somebody's hands sometimes, that is supposed to protect and serve your community, and they're only getting 13 to 19 weeks. I mean, that's amazing. And that needs to change. So you're telling me that Officer UN could have easily gone, we're putting our lives in his hands. That's insane. Or like not Michael Brown Jr., I'm sorry, like George Floyd. He had 2 cops that only had 4 shifts under their belt. Rookies. Just, you know, straight out of the academy, basically. Had 13 to 19 weeks of training and didn't know what the heck to do. Didn't know the difference between right and wrong, because they were unfortunately, they were following their head guy, Derek Chauvin. And Tao. Let's not forget Tao as well. That's not how it should be.
Yeah.
And they keep talking about defunding the police. And I see that. But what they need to do is reprioritize where the funds are going and get these guys back into training and get them proper training. There should be such an anal retentive procedure, because we're putting our lives in their hands. They're the first people on the spot. They're the first people to respond to something. They're the first people to you know, sometimes they're Dr. Phil, sometimes they're RoboCop, sometimes they're Judge Dredd, and it doesn't need to be like that. If they had the right amount of training, real thought out training. But we don't do that. Like I said, we are more serious, or the way the system's broken down, we are more serious about somebody holding a pair of scissors to our head, cutting our hair, than a man holding a gun. That's insane. That's insane.
You got to remember that even the people that go through that training, not everybody was top of the class. There's also people that went through that training and then passed with the minimum level of requirements. So that's cool too.
Tommy, what do you think? You've been quiet for a minute.
It seems like so many of these cops just don't know what the hell they're doing. And if you look at, I've watched that video of the old man in Buffalo being pushed over a bunch.
Yeah.
Because there were people saying he wasn't really pushed, that he was walking backwards and tripped and fell.
He was pushed.
He was pushed. The guy with the baton on the left definitely hit him, or pushed him. But if you watch that video a lot, you'll notice that he pushes that guy back and he falls over after that one cop that was behind him starts like kind of walking quickly up and puts his hand on his back and starts yelling, move, push him back. And then you can see the guy with the baton that knocked him over bends over to see if the guy's okay. And you see that same cop that pushed him in the back to begin with grab him by the back of the shirt and pick him back up and move him. I mean, he was moving that guy like a pawn across a chessboard. There's no other way to describe it. And it just shows how completely unprepared that guy with the baton was to be out there, that he has to be physically moved around like a pawn on a chessboard by his superior officer.
Yeah.
Then
right? Because it's almost like he goes over there. Sorry to interrupt you. I'll let you continue. But just to add to it, the guy who actually pushed him, or one of the two that actually push that guy, that 75-year-old man, it's like he almost goes back over there to almost confirm the kill. Like it's like he wants to go in on him even more, and that's when the other guy's like, "Yo, back off." It's so weird.
What are they saying? He's leaking, or we got a leaker?
He's leaking. Yeah,
he's leaking from the ear. And they're like, he's leaking, and they just kept walking. And of course, the captain, was trying to get jump on the side of his squad and basically say, oh no, we had medics on behind us that were moving with us. They were going to go and take care of that and all that. And it's like, nah, like that's just kind of
why would you need that? It's like he almost had the intention of doing harm. Yeah. You have medics following right behind you.
Right. We got a bleeder. We got a leaker. It's like, wow.
I like that the Buffalo Police Department, or at least that unit in their response, said, and I'm quoting here, and they said this unironically, that they shouldn't be punished because they were simply following orders. You imagine saying that unironically without the historical context of how that phrase has been used for, Nazi SS guards?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do you say, oh, I shouldn't be punished because I was simply following orders, and not expect everyone to be like, oh, wait, I've heard that before. Where'd I hear that?
Right.
Oh, that's right. Nazis.
Satan? Right. Satan? Yeah. Real quick. Mr. Super said, police are fueling the defund the police movement. Which I agree. If that's what if he means by the negativity, like they're hurting themselves, they're hindering themselves, not helping themselves, then I get what you're saying. I thought maybe that at first, when I first read it, I thought he was trying to say that they were behind it. And I'm like, wait, why would they not want more money for themselves? That doesn't make any sense. But now, once I read it out loud, I'm a dumbass. So yeah. Felicia on Periscope, thank you so much for watching on Periscope. Thank you. Says that is ridiculous. How much training can really occur in that short period? Absolutely. It is it's a very short amount of time. And then you're giving them a gun and saying, go save our, protect our community. Yeah. Actually, what's funny is that I have another interview. I have a conversation with another cop, ex-cop, on the show later on this evening, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's going to be a very, very in-depth conversation in regards to what's really going on behind closed doors, behind the scenes with the police department, so on and so forth. So definitely tune in tonight, because that's going to be a very, very in-depth conversation. We're just talking about racism behind the blue line. And the thing is that, you know, on Saturday I did a reaction, basically response video just from the hip to Candace Owens' rant that she had, talking about how one of the many things she says in the video, where she talks about systemic racism is a myth, that police brutality, racially charged police brutality, is a myth. None of these things are real, which to me, obviously, if you saw the video, my reaction was pretty big. So I have somebody who had seen the video, my response video, and felt compelled to come onto the show and talk about his experience, like I said, behind the shield. And it should be a very interesting conversation. So be sure to tune in at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, because that's going to be worth the listen and worth the watch for sure. But yes, there's a lot of things that are going on. The kneeling thing, yes, like we were just saying, just to wrap that conversation up. The kneeling thing, yes. I love seeing cops take a knee in solidarity for the movement. But then I also feel like if they're feeling that way and if they're kneeling, I feel like they should be on the other side with the protesters, protesting with all of us in solidarity. Not, we're going to knee for 5 seconds, woo, take the photo for the IG and then go back, put on the riot gear and start going back up, y'all. That doesn't make sense. That does not make sense. And then it makes it seem like it just confirms what everyone feels, which is the police can be very two-faced. And that's not what they want. If they want to look, they want people to believe in that their movements and their gestures are genuine, then they need to act accordingly. That's what I think. Fellas?
Couldn't
right
agree
on point,
more.
Man. Yeah, I mean,
Thank you. Thank you. Tom,
Took the words out of my mouth.
Tom, you agree?
I do agree.
I'm just playing with you, man. I'm just playing.
I agree entirely. I mean, I might go, yeah. Let's just say I agree.
Yeah.
We agree entirely on this one.
Excellent.
I'm not going to play any sort of contrarian. I'm in 100% agreement with you.
Hell yeah. Thank you. No, I'm literally just picking on you because I can. You're my best friend, man.
Hey.
Yeah, back at you.
Anyway, we got to go to a quick commercial break. And when we come back, y'all going to see a whole bunch of snakes and rattlesnakes. It's going to be very, very fun. We got Michael Beran of Wildlife Command Center on. He's going to be talking about all the stuff he's got going on. And we're going to meet and see a whole bunch of snakes. It's going to be fun and a complete left turn towards, racial injustices.
It's some snakes in the grass to some other types of snakes.
Exactly, other kind of snakes in the grass.
I do want to point out one of the snakes he's bringing out is a sergeant in the St. Louis County Police Department. So.
Ouch. Ouch. He's in the cage. How fitting. Anyway, we got to go to a quick commercial break. And for everybody, for all you guys who haven't seen or who are watching the show for the very first time, hit that like button underneath this feed if you're enjoying the conversation. And, of course, hit that subscribe button if this is the first time you checking out The Pascal Show. We'll be right back. Bye.
Sex, money, power, respect. All of us have in this community. All of you people different to me.
Take up in glass.
The festival is crazy in the streets. Deception, the fake as it leaks. Entertainers are trucking for tweakers and losing their self because their lives are unique. All of us under surveillance. We wasn't feeling they made it. Half of them stumbling abroad and they faded. They live in the world that's degraded for people that's constantly hated.
But you see how he makes these S's in his body right here? That's where he's hanging on, and then he's moving forward with the locomotion of his ribs. That is classic Missouri rat snake right there. I mean, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab him before he gets into a hole. Now, these snakes are not biters. They won't bite as long as you don't squeeze them. If you just stop them like this, it'll freeze them, and then you just gently pull them back. As long as you don't squeeze them, they won't bite.
Yo, Mike, what's up, man?
Guy? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, so Sugar Fire.
Yeah.
Fully open, right?
Yeah, we're pretty much open. You can't sit inside yet. Monday you can sit inside a little bit. We'll have 25% of the tables inside, and then we're letting it rip outside.
So I know that there's a lot of people really concerned about staying safe and all that.
No,
so what are you guys doing in regards to that?
Well, I mean, we have extra people to clean and rub everything down all the time. Everybody inside's wearing masks. And we have little stickers on the ground so everyone can stay 6 feet apart.
Right on.
The tables are all spaced out, inside and outside.
Sugar Fire, open in full effect right now. They're staying healthy, they're staying clean. Go get you a rack of ribs. Sugar Fire, open right now.
Thanks.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
I'm sorry, I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow. Hey, welcome back, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If this is your first time checking out this show, please go hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. That would really mean a lot. And like I said before, hit that like button underneath this feed down below. It would really mean a lot. I don't know if you guys like snakes. I find them terrifying, but I'm sure everybody out there is going to really enjoy this. This man, if you haven't been watching my commercial breaks, he is the owner of Wildlife Command Center. This man is an amazing human being. He's got all kinds of wonderful little critters and furry little animals and snakes galore. Please welcome my brother, Michael Beran, to the show. How you doing, man?
Man, we are doing great. Wonderful.
That's
Everything
great.
Is wonderful.
That's great, man. I hear him. I can hear him in the background. I definitely can hear him in the background. Yeah, I hear him all rattling and all that stuff. So where are you right now, man? Like, what the heck is going on?
So right now, I am in the headquarters of Wildlife Command Center in St. Louis, Missouri, and we are in our reptile room. I'll just spin the camera around a little bit. This is our dedicated reptile room, and you know, snakes like it warm. So it is 83 degrees in here at all times.
Wow.
And I'm starting to glisten just a little bit.
I believe that.
A little bit of glisten.
Yeah, it's a little warm in there, man. Dang, man.
But this is where everything happens for all 8 offices that we now have for Wildlife Command Center.
Oh, wow. And so just so I understand, because I know that there's a lot of people that are watching the show that are not in St. Louis, that are based all over the country and all over the world. Where are the other 8 spots that you guys are located at?
So real quick, we take care of Arkansas out of Little Rock. We take care of Dallas, Texas. We take care of Wichita, Kansas. We take care of Kansas City, Kansas on the Missouri side and the Kansas side. We take care of Reno, Nevada. We take care of Albuquerque, New Mexico. And most recently, as of last month, we take care of Sacramento, California.
Wow. Congratulations on California, man. That's huge.
I know. It's wonderful. And I really was a little hesitant because of stereotyping and that sort of thing. But I will tell you this, that the customers that we have in St. Louis are just as worried about a raccoon in their house as our customers in Sacramento, California.
That's really interesting. So you're telling me that Sacramento, they get a lot of raccoons. I feel like they would be getting something completely different, invading their homes.
It is amazing. It is the exact animals. However, the rattlesnakes in California, specifically in Sacramento, different species of rattlesnakes than we have here in St. Louis.
Oh, wow. So,
yeah.
Wait, so there's different types of rattlesnakes?
Yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, today we're going to see a timber rattlesnake that we have in the St. Louis area. We're going to see a canebrake rattlesnake that we have in Louisiana and the Gulf Coast area.
Okay.
We're going to see a diamondback rattlesnake that I actually pulled off the set when we were working on Breaking Bad.
Really? Okay, so let's show us some of this. Show us some of this. These snakes, man. I want to see them for myself. Come on with it.
Let me spin you around real quick.
Okay.
All right. So first, let's go down to New Orleans. So this big guy is a cousin of the timber rattlesnake. Now let's open up his cage because the glass is a little bit too hard to see. So I'm going to put y'all right up in here with this snake.
What?
This is how it ever gets to a rattlesnake.
What the heck?
So this is a canebrake. Wow.
What?
This is a canebrake snake. It's one of the biggest rattlesnakes in the Gulf Coast. And
what?
He's been dying rattlesnake.
Whoa.
The biggest rattlesnake.
Okay.
But this guy is one of the biggest in the Gulf Coast area.
So this is the.
Besides that rattle,
So that is the largest snake. That is the largest rattlesnake. That is the largest rattlesnake in Louisiana. Is that what you just said?
Yes, the largest rattlesnake in the Gulf Coast.
Man, I'm
the canebrake rattlesnake.
Can I ask you something?
Now,
can I ask you something really quick before you show off the other ones that you got? Like that one was primed and ready to attack, and obviously it attacked the camera like 2 or 3 times just a second ago. So how do you handle such a agitated animal like that, an aggressive animal like that?
Well, firstly, let me just say that
Yeah.
That particular one is that agitated because before the show, I moved him out of his enclosure so that we could clean it. And we put him in a new enclosure with a black background on it so the camera would pick up his colors. And so he's especially annoyed right now.
Okay.
Most of the time he's not like, most of the time he's just a little puppy dog.
That's,
you know,
that's crazy, man. Like on some real stuff. That's nuts, man.
But here's the thing. I use shields. I use glass. I use proper equipment. I cannot afford to get struck or envenomated by one of these animals because it is bad. Like, you're not going to die.
Hell yeah.
You're for a while.
Yeah. No, I mean, shoot, man. Yeah, if I were you, I wouldn't want to die either, man. Damn. That's insane.
Yeah.
Like I
So,
said.
hey, let's go look.
Holy cow.
Let's go look at the one that we got off the set of Breaking Bad.
Yes, let's see it.
It is the iconic rattlesnake of the desert. It's the Western Diamondback.
Okay.
Now, we did the show a couple of years back, so this guy has grown some.
Okay.
And let me just undo the lock. So we keep everything under lock and key here.
Yeah, don't die.
So that you can see him really well.
Oh, my God.
So
come on, man.
He's not real happy about it.
Oh.
That's a classic Diamondback rattlesnake.
Wow. Diamondback. So that's what a
He's really
diamondback
good
looks
eater.
like. Wow. It's beautiful. Creepy as hell.
Of course, you know, when invading his space, he's going to be defensive.
Yeah,
This is his girlfriend. We also got her off the set.
Ooh, shoot. She's already ready to go. Damn. She's already ready to go.
Not real happy either.
What? Oh my God.
So, you know, when you're
That's
dealing with
crazy.
these types of animals, you just have to be super careful. You
I couldn't do it.
certainly need to make sure that you know what you're doing.
Yeah, man.
But we also have other snakes that, this is Goldie. We use her in a lot of events.
Oh, I remember her.
Now yeah, she's the one she did the game show with.
Yeah, that was creepy.
A couple of our bearded dragons that we have for birthday parties and events.
That's awesome.
Now let me show you my favorite snake in this whole room.
Okay.
All right. She's right here. She has a special gene in her that's called IMG. It stands for increasing melon. So as she sheds, she gets darker and darker. Now she's a red-tailed boa, and she looks just like this normal red-tailed boa.
Oh, okay.
That's a normal red-tailed boa.
It's pretty.
But wait till you see her. She's a baby. She's only about 6 months old, but she is stunning.
Wow.
Now, she was the same color as the one I just showed you.
Wow.
When she was a baby.
Venomous?
But every sheds, she gets darker and darker and darker until
Wow,
eventually
that's
there'll be no
gorgeous.
pattern, and eventually she'll be jet glossy black.
Wow, that's beautiful, man. Wow.
Yeah, her name is Godiva, like Godiva chocolate.
Yeah. Oh, dang. She was already. Is she venomous?
No, she's completely harmless.
Oh, okay.
She, like most snakes, so I'm using an iPhone 11 Pro Max, and it's got 3 cameras on it.
Yeah.
And so for an animal, it's got 3 eyes looking at it.
Yeah.
And so animals tend to get very defensive and upset when they have 3 eyeballs looking at them.
That's dope, man. Wow. That's yeah, snakes, man. Snakes. Yeah. Still, I don't know. No matter how much I hang out with you, man, I still just have not found that comfortable, happy place with snakes. You know what I'm saying? Just no matter what.
For some, you know, innately and through the millennia, we have been trained and taught that, you know, if you want to survive, stay away from snakes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and individuals that come from some of the countries where they have real venomous snakes, like cobras and things like that, these individuals are highly afraid of them. It's been ingrained in them, and they'll never lose that fear of snakes. It's just a survival mechanism to be afraid of snakes.
Right. Man, oh man. So let's jump into this real quick, because I know that you have not only that you have a very successful business. You know, you guys obviously do. Not only do you guys have animals for movies and TV shows, but then you also do you know, custom parties where you bring in all your exotic animals to show off at parties. But you also have, and of course, you have your pest extraction business, your pest control as well, all underneath this thing. But on top of that, you have your own YouTube channel as well. Let's talk about that. Tell us a little bit about your YouTube channel real quick.
Absolutely. So the name of the YouTube channel is Wildlife Command Center. And, you know, our thoughts were, we do so many cool things every day that we should capture some of this and put it out there and edit it so it looks good and put it out there so that people can watch it. And we started really working on it about 3 months ago. And the response has been phenomenal. People go to the site and just watch hours and hours and hours of us just doing the normal stuff that we do. And so people love it. And it's really been a good boom for one, getting our name out there, but two, just showing people what we do day to day.
Yeah. And so I know that you guys are like in the you guys are trying to break through a particular number of subscribers on YouTube and everything. What's the number that you guys are trying to break through?
you know, with YouTube, there are certain steps, certain levels. And every time you make one of these milestones, then there's more apps that open up for you. There's more things that you can do. There's more exposure. And right now, we are trying to break 3,000 subscribers.
That's awesome.
Now, that doesn't sound like a whole lot, but it's a huge obstacle. It's monumental. It certainly is a milestone. But get this, as of last night, we were at 2,955 subscribers. So that means we only need 45 subscribers from your show to break 3,000. That would be awesome.
Yes.
That'd be such a feather if you could help me with that.
I'm telling you, I'm going to say it right now. Everybody, if you're watching right now, or, you know, future people that are watching this episode right now, please go check out Wildlife Command Center. Go hit that subscribe button. He has all types of tutorials. He has all types of information on there, how he extracts certain pests out of homes, the whole nine, a whole bunch of tutorials and how-tos. You definitely got to go check it out. It is definitely worth the watch and worth the subscribe. All right. So everybody out there, you know, and I see people already sitting there saying, I will subscribe. I really appreciate it, everybody. Go hit that subscribe button. Let them know that Pascal sent you, okay? It would really, really mean a lot. He's just trying to get to 3,000 subscribers. It's that simple. Just go over there, hit that subscribe button, watch a couple videos or two, because trust me, there's a lot of things on there that he has where he's just like, hey, here's how you can get a raccoon out of your house without harming the raccoon or the raccoon's babies, so on and so forth. You know, here's how you can get a snake out of your home without harming the actual animal. Those are really big. A lot of times you get these, you know, these videos on just something where it just harms or kills the animal. What about being able to, you know, extract that animal from the home and being able to take it out into the wilderness where it needs to be nice, safe, and sound? So definitely go check him out. He's incredible, incredible stuff. Wildlife Command Center. Go hit that subscribe button. Well, Michael, I appreciate you being on. I know that you were saying something in regards to some maybe a little bit of a giveaway that I can maybe put out later on this week. So tell us a little bit about that too.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the tools that we have that really helps us when we're dealing with people that have snake issues, and right now the western rat snake is everywhere because it's breeding season and the females are trying to eat to get fattened up. So we use these snake traps. They come as a sheet. And then once they're folded up and made, you know, they make this really nice, like a little pizza box looking. But I was thinking, what if we gave away some of these snake traps and I would fold them up, and if they're in the St. Louis area, I will personally deliver them. And if they're in other areas, we will mail them to them. But let's give them away in sets of trios, you know, 3 traps, because that's usually how many you might need. And, you know, just pick 4 or 5 customers or listeners or viewers that, I don't know, the 14th odd number in the system or something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
You decide to do it.
Absolutely, man. And I think that'd be dope, man. I mean, there's a lot of people that I'm sure that are out in other areas that are dealing with snake issues, snake problems and all that. And I'm sure that they would love to get a snake trap that they can have for themselves. So that's huge, man. So thank you so much for giving us those. You know,
the other part of that, Pascal, is that we are going to have a tutorial on the trap, how to fold it, how to set it up. It'll be mostly assembled when it comes to them, but we'll also have a video on what do you do when you catch a snake, how to get it out safely. We also offer snake identification. As a matter of fact, let me give you a cell phone number because we offer this to anybody, anywhere. Awesome. If you send us a picture of a snake, we will attempt to identify it. And we have a wildlife biologist on staff that he's amazing what he can tell from a photo.
That's
so
awesome.
That cell phone number is 314-502-5666. 8339, and that's our snake identification cell phone number.
Okay. Sorry, I'm writing this. I'm typing it into the chat right now as we speak. So the number, so if you are, out there and you have you're having either snake problems or you stumble upon a snake and you just want to know, what it is and if it's poisonous, et cetera, please give this phone number a call, 314-502-8339. All right, 314-502-8339. Yes. And so, yes, I think that would be really, really great. And then obviously having the snake traps readily available is awesome. And we will definitely be letting that out and giving that out later on this week for sure. So Michael.
Yes.
I want to say thank you so much for coming onto the show, showing off some of your snakes, and educating some people on different types of snakes. We really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun, man. Thank you so much.
It's always fun, and I appreciate you having me on the show. It's always a blast.
Always, my brother. And of course, everybody who's watching right now, go to Wildlife Command Center on YouTube, crush that subscribe button, and tell them that the Pascal Show sent you. We got to go into a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Sex, money, power, respect. All of us live in this community. All the good people different to me.
Take up your glass.
The festival is crazy in the streets. Deception, the fakers, and leaks. Entertainers and truckers for tweakers and losing their selves and not so unique. All of us under surveillance. We was a feeling they made it. Half of them stumbling around and they faded. They live in the world that's degraded for people that's constantly hated.
But you see how he makes these S's in his body right here? That's where he's hanging on, and then he's moving forward with the locomotion of his ribs. That is classic Missouri rat snake right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab him before he gets into a hole. Now, these snakes are not biters. They won't bite as long as you don't squeeze them. If you just stop them like this, it'll freeze them, and then you just gently pull them back. As long as you don't squeeze them, they won't bite.
Yo, Mike, what's up, man?
Guy? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, so Sugar Fire.
Yeah.
Fully open, right?
Yeah, we're pretty much open. So you can't sit inside yet. Monday you can sit inside a little bit. We'll have 25% of the tables inside, and then we're letting it rip outside.
So I know that there's a lot of people really concerned about staying safe and all of that. So what are you guys doing in regards to that?
Well, we have extra people to clean and rub everything down all the time. Everybody inside's wearing masks. And we have those little stickers on the ground so everyone can stay 6 feet apart.
Right on.
The tables are all spaced out, inside and outside.
Sugar Fire, open in full effect right now. They're staying healthy, they're staying clean. Go get you a rack of ribs. Sugar Fire, open right now.
Thanks.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
You're gonna perform tonight. I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is gonna leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow.
Tell me, you haven't seen anything strange happen around here in the last couple days.
Son of a bitch.
One of us is gonna have to go.
Ben, where are you? I'm not playing. I'm gonna leave.
Hey, welcome back, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And like I always say, if this is your first time checking out this show, please go hit that like button on our Facebook page. Hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. And if you're enjoying the conversation, hit that like button underneath the feed down below. That would really, really mean a lot. Anyway, yeah, we got to go back into some more news, but before we jump into it, huge shout out to Michael Beran for being on the show. Thank you so much for being on and, you know, just showing off his snakes and showing off all that good stuff. That's fun. You know what I mean? Something different, something not so heavy, not so political, you know, for 15 minutes. I don't think it's such a bad thing. But if you haven't done it yet, please go to Wildlife Command Center and crush that subscribe button and let them know that the Pascal Show sent you. Okay, that would really, really mean a lot. Anyway, you know, we got to go into these conversations because, you know, Trump's approval rating has gone down considerably since the whole wake of what's going on in regards to the Black Lives Matter protests and all of that. So let's talk about that real quick. Tommy, what's go on, man?
Yeah, well, some new polling is coming out today from CNN. This got to be concerning if you're a Trump supporter. It's got to be concerning because new poll is showing that Biden has a 14% lead nationally against Trump, and if the election were held today, according to a new CNN poll.
Real quick,
it's got to be concerning.
Yeah, there's some really loud stuff going on. A lawnmower, maybe?
I don't know if there's a lawnmower going on, but I can't hear anything.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time hearing some stuff here too. That is some loud-ish. So anyway, you were saying, Tom? I'm sorry. I was like, what did you say? Start again? What a guan, Tom? What's going on?
I'm not sure where I started cutting out at, but some new polling came out from CNN today showing that Trump is 14 points behind Biden if the election were held today. That's according to a new CNN poll.
Wow.
Yep.
You know, and what's crazy is that here it is, you know, for everybody who wants Trump out and wants a change and all of that, this same energy that we're doing right now, we need to hold on to this energy for just a few more months. So keep fighting the good fight and don't let up, because if we let up, Trump will be reelected. And I feel like that there's a vast majority of people that don't want to see that right now, you know? So that's huge. The fact that Biden's in the lead right now, as far as approval ratings go, that's huge, you know?
Yeah, these are, it gets worse for Trump as you dig more into the numbers here. You know, the hypothetical matchup today between Biden and Trump, according to the CNN poll, Biden wins at 55-41. Digging deeper into the poll shows that only 38% of people approve of the way Trump is handling the presidency.
38%.
38%, which puts him roughly on par with the approval ratings for Jimmy Carter and George H.W. Bush at this point in their presidency. And as you know, both of those presidents were one-term presidents.
Exactly, which is not good at all. But then, you know, at the same time, you can always say that people have had, the presidents have had low points as well, and we're able to bounce back. So anything's possible. He can sit here, obviously, because here it is. Let's keep it real straight funky, y'all. Let's keep it real funky. This is literally hurting him right now. His mind, his mental capacity, his ego is being hurt right now by seeing or hearing about these polls. Now, I guarantee you, he's probably going to his Twitter, or he's probably going to wherever he's going to go and say fake news. I guarantee you he's going to say fake news, because it's coming from CNN. It's not coming from Fox News, unless Fox News has come out with some new with the same information, echoing what CNN has put out. But this is CNN's poll. This is CNN's information. or at least CNN is the one to break the news thus far. I have not seen anything on Twitter or on Fox News or MSNBC. I haven't seen anything else outside of CNN. So I know for a fact Trump will most likely get to his Twitter and start saying that this is all fake news. I'm just saying that out loud because this is hurting his ego. His ego all lives on his approval ratings. He doesn't care about anything else except the numbers, right? Numbers and money. So I can see him trying everything in his power to try to get to sway the people back on the positive side of things for him, or at least not on the positive, because I don't think Trump and positive are really in the same you can't really put Trump and positive in the same sentence at the same damn time. So with that being said, I feel that he's going to try everything in his power to try to make excuses or try everything in his power to gain the love back. How he does it, I don't know. But you know for a fact that just a few days ago, when he said that whole thing of George Floyd would be looking down proud right now, blah, blah, blah. He was saying that because he knew that his address to the public just before that was really, really bad and just angered people even more. So he's going to try to do everything in his power to be like, hey, you see, I'm signing this bill. It's huge. It's a huge thing for the black community. Huge. You know for a fact he's going to do something like that. Yeah. Just try to find a way to integrate his BS with whatever he's trying to do behind closed doors as far as bills and all that.
Yeah. Oh, he already said that the Sunday peaceful protests were because of him.
Oh man!
Because he brought in the military and he did all his stunts that he did. That's why everything went to peaceful protests on Sunday, as opposed to as more violence breaking out on Sunday.
Wow. See that he's gonna say that. He's gonna see what I'm saying. Thank you, Jack. Thank you.
That's gaslighting, right?
Absolutely. He's making stuff up, man. He's trying to say anything he can. Like I said, he's going to try to say everything he can so he can look good. That's all he cares about. He don't give a damn about anything else. He just cares about his approval rating and his polls, and he cares about his money. And one thing that's happening right now is that his approval ratings are going down. You see what I'm saying? The people are finally speaking. The people are finally starting to get heard in multiple ways. And so, man, he's going to try to say crazy stuff like that. Oh, the peaceful protesting is happening because of me. No, it's not. Peaceful protesting is happening because the people have realized that the looting and the rioting is not solving any issues. And also, they don't want to get the National Guard involved. They don't want the military involved. They don't want all that stuff. They don't want soldiers, boots on the ground on American soil like that. That turns into something really, really messy. No one wants that. No one wants that. So of course they're going to sit there and go, whoa, let's back up. We're just going to protest. And the way we're going to affect them, the way that we're going to get our voices heard is that we affect the 1%ers' pockets. Let's get them at them financially. Let's hit boycotts. Let's do all these different things that we can do. And let's peacefully protest at the same damn time. Because you know what? Trump is already showing his ass. He's already doing us a favor. We don't have to do anything except sit back and just watch his world just burn. Damage is done on his part. Now we just got to keep with it. What were you guys going to say?
I was curious because we were talking about Trump and how he would spin this to his own advantage. And, it seems like a refrain of his since all this has started is he said, no president has done more for the black community than me outside of Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, God.
And I mean, I'm just curious. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, Pascal?
Okay, so here it is. No. If he did, no, here it is. Yeah, we could chuckle about it. Absolutely. I'm not trying to tell you not to chuckle, Tom. Please chuckle all day long. Please. It makes me happy. But maybe back in the day, maybe in the past, he has done some things for the black community in the past. But right now is present. We're in the present moment right now. And I have yet to see him do anything that has helped the black economy, that has helped the black community right now. I'm just talking about right now. Then on top of that, if you're going to sit there, get at your podium, get in front of, behind the microphone and say all this crazy stuff, mention George Floyd in passing, mention the social injustices that are going on, the systemic racism that's going on. He didn't even mention those things. You got people who are saying systemic racism, people that are in his cabinet, in his team, in his arsenal, that are saying that systemic racism doesn't exist. Those guys are echoing what Trump is saying. Because you know for a fact, if he disagreed with them, he would go so fast, get behind that microphone and go, I believe there's such thing as systemic racism. He would say that. He would say that so fast, but he hasn't done anything. He hasn't addressed anything. So no, he hasn't done a damn thing for the black community. Maybe he's done something in the past. Maybe. But right now, when we need him to be a leader, when we need him the most to get on our side and say, yes, racism in society is real. Racism within the cops are real. Systemic racism is real. We need to do something about it. He hasn't done anything. So no, he don't have the black community's back. Hell to the no. So whoever is out there still to this day, Candace Owens, saying that he got our back is sniffing glue. They huffing glue. Or they're on some really good LSD and they're off in another sunshine daydream type of situation going on. Because what I see is the reality of it all. And he don't have the black people's back, period. Fellas.
I mean, that is a very complete answer.
Telling. Yeah. I mean, it's the same guy that didn't denounce, white supremacy, right away. Eventually he did because he was told it would probably be a good thing to do it. Did he mean it? I don't know.
No.
I mean, it's going to be over the next, 5 months, we're going to be seeing a lot of, I think, two-facedness. And eventually it's going to come to him saying how bad mail-in ballots are, to switching and saying, no, we can do mail-in ballots now. That's good. And then all of a sudden, voter fraud will be real.
Right.
Has it already been real? I could have sworn it was already.
Oh, they had 1,200 people from the last election. 1,200 is what they confirmed. Out of how many votes?
That is a drop in the bucket. Not even a drop in the bucket.
Right. Like I said, Trump will do anything he can in his power to get a second chance, a second term, to take home that W. I feel like this is almost like, in a way, like one of those Avenger movies or like a comic book movie where we have somebody in office, or like there's a really bad villain, right? And then there's the people, right? Like there's the superheroes that are out there trying to stop this evil person, or as George W. would say, a evildoer out there that is trying to do bad. But the superheroes can't do anything about it. They try so hard, but no matter what, this evildoer, this villain, is consistently impenetrable. But the people somehow persevere. The voice of the people persevere. I feel like this is from like some kind of movie. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know why. Like a political Goonies, if you will. I don't know. Something, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like this is from a movie. It just feels like it's from a movie, and I'm hoping that the good will prevail.
You know, I'm surprised he doesn't have cameras following him around all the time.
Trump?
Yeah.
You know, that's a good point.
You even imagine some of the stuff that comes out of his mouth during the day. I mean, we see what he wants us to see on Twitter. Can you imagine what he's like when he's just farting around the White House?
Yeah, that's true. I guess none of his reality shows are actually reality, and they were all scripted reality and edited reality. So maybe putting him in an actual reality, like full on, like live stream his life.
I mean, he is putting on one hell of a show. You know, let's keep it straight funky. He's putting on one hell of a show. You know,
my ratings, they're just
right
through the roof.
But you see what I'm saying? Like he's just going, my ratings. You know what I'm saying? Like it's new. You know what I mean? Like I'm melting. But you know, like I said, this is just the beginning. And the only thing we can do is keep persevering, keep pushing our voices out there, keep protesting. But I don't know how long the protesting can last. You see what I'm saying? That's my concern. Protesting can't last for 4 or 5 months. I mean, can it?
And you know, it's one of those things until people can have their jobs back, it kind of can.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of a
the
perfect
right time
storm.
for it. It's like
everybody's
that's
furloughed.
What we need is that critical mass to be
Right.
met. We need enough people to do it consistently to where then there's actual change that happens.
Right. You got a point there. You know what? It's time to open up our phone lines because I know there's some people I'm sure that have some opinions and have some thoughts. So definitely give us a call at 314-766-4581. Drop a dime. Let us know what you think in regards to all the things that are happening right now. You know, this is definitely a sign of the times right now. And these things that we are seeing right now are huge. And I'm hoping that it does change things for the better. You know, I know that there's some people that have called in that have wondered if protesting is helpful. You know, when will things kind of subside so that we can actually talk rather than just yelling at each other or just being one loud voice. And yes, there's a part of me like I see certain things where like Oprah is going out of her way to do a town hall meeting. I think she's doing that tonight. The town hall meeting. Do you guys know, fellas?
I think it's tonight. She was going to be doing something. I'm not sure when it was. I can look it up.
Yeah, please do. Thank you. But you know, they're doing a town hall meeting. You know, but the thing is that's the kind of thing that we need. You know, because I remember John, who called in from Malaysia over this weekend. He said, you know, at some point, the leaders and the people, the influencers that are out there, all have to come together at some point and say, hey, us yelling and protesting has done enough, but what about actually sitting down and having the conversation so that we can start solving the issue? And I agree. At some point, all of this protesting has to, you know what I mean, has to start, you know, or it has to stop. And the conversations need to start being had. So I'm curious about that, you know?
Yeah. So Oprah's thing is going to be titled, Where Do We Go From Here?
Yep.
It'll originate on her own, like the OWN network, and then air across Discovery's cable networks. It's going to start tomorrow night.
So it's
going to air June 9th and 10th. And it will be simulcast across all 18 of Discovery's linear networks, like Discovery Channel, TLC, HGTV, and Science Channel.
Yeah.
But Oprah said, I've been having private conversations with friends and thought leaders about what's next and where we go from here. I thought it would be of both interest and service to bring their ideas, concerns, and comments into national spotlight. Added own President Tina Perry as a network dedicated to supporting and uplifting Black lives. Owen is committed to providing our community with important dialogue and helpful resources in this challenging time as we mourn the murder of George Floyd and ask ourselves how we can come together to create meaningful change. I am proud that our Discovery family has joined us to amplify this message in solidarity.
Yeah. And that's incredible. Yes. See what I'm saying? Stuff like that needs to happen more. You know, Oprah coming in, doing what she needs to do. You know, obviously she is a prominent black figure, you know, and a prominent voice, period, that transcends all race, color, creed, religion, the whole nine. So for her to step forward is huge. And yes, that's the thing. It's like, when do we actually, this is the time. To protesting can still continue, just so that we know, just so that they know that, you know, we will not go gently, you know, but at the same time, we also need to start making the actual needed moves. And like I said, there was civil rights movement. There was the civil rights movement. It took them 8 days, if I'm correct, to form the civil rights bill and have it signed by LBJ. Now, we've been, how many days now? This is the 13th day, if I'm correct. It's been 13 days of protesting. So, like I said, what's taking so damn long? Oh, yeah, I forgot.
So
it's the president.
Today actually something got submitted.
Really?
So the Democrats had a thing this morning, and the Justice and Policing Act was put to the floor, I guess. And it, let's see.
We lost Jack.
Toad around reporters' questions.
Wait, Jack, say that again.
In and out.
Say that again.
So yeah, like I guess there's a Justice and Policing Act.
Tom, are you with me? Okay,
yeah,
you're
I'm
moving.
here with you. Yep.
Okay.
Address all these issues directly. I'm out with the internet here. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. We just lost everything you just said. Maybe the powers that be don't want you to say this stuff. They're like, no, let's keep cutting them out every single time. Nah, we ain't here about getting some racial justice. No. Say it again one more time. Say it one more time.
The House Democrats put together a thing called the Justice and Policing Act.
Okay.
And it's supposed to help crack down on police brutality and hold accountable. And accountability is a big part of it. But then it's not about defunding the police, but reprioritizing the money in it to do reform. But that's been put forth, and Pelosi said to McConnell that she wants it on the floor before July.
That's what's up. I mean, I understand that they were trying to get the anti-lynching, or like a new revision of the anti-lynching laws up and going, but that also got stopped in the Senate as well, if I'm correct.
Yeah,
that
by
got
Rand
stopped
Paul.
By Rand Paul, exactly, by Senator Rand Paul. And he is quite an individual, long story short.
Likes having his name in the headlines, I'll say that.
No kidding.
Well, it depends on what the definition of is. But instead of saying is, he said it depends on what the definition of lynching is.
Right.
It's like,
exactly. What the heck is that? What the heck is that? But see, so that's why I get a little nervous about that said bill that they're trying to get on the floor. If they're having problems in regards to, it depends on the definition of lynching. I get worried about that. I get worried about that bill actually getting passed.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be.
So I'm looking at Rand Paul's face. What a douche.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Because the problem is that you have Republican congressmen that are like Kevin McCarthy.
Yeah.
And he's the GOP leader. He for the House minority. To the police officers across the country who put on the uniform every day and under oath. Thank you. Democrats want to defund you, but Republicans will never turn our backs on you. So, let's see it get passed, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see soon enough, for sure. Unbelievable.
It's
yeah,
it's just crazy to watch, and I mean, this bill is definitely, as long as Republicans are there, it's not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we will see. I mean, I'm seeing more and more. I also do see that there are some hardcore Republicans that are starting to sway different, that are starting to think and feel different about Trump as well, and about how things are running, and how there are social injustices that are going on that need to be addressed. So we'll see how it goes down. We'll definitely see what goes down. Now, I also understand that the Minnesota, moving on to the next story, Minneapolis council majority backs disbanding the police force. What's this all about, Tom?
Yeah, 9 members of the Minneapolis's city council appeared with activists at a rally in a city park on Sunday and vowed to end policing as the city currently knows it. Council member Jeremiah Ellison promised that the council would dismantle the department. So they're talking full dismantling and rebuilding of the police department from the ground up, and that's a veto-proof 9 members of a 12-member council.
Wow.
The mayor of Minneapolis does not agree that the police department needs to be dismantled, but he will be overridden by these 9 members. So this isn't unprecedented. I think this happened, I believe, in Camden, New Jersey a few years back. I think it also happened in Compton a while back as well. But the idea of totally breaking down a police department and rebuilding it is not unheard of. But this will probably be the largest implementation of it so far.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it will be interesting because if they don't have people on the streets, that means they have a different type of task force that oversees, society. And with no people on the ground, that means that they'll start putting drones in the sky. And there's some places that have already started implementing that using technology, obviously, for cameras on streets and things like that. And then there's also some drones that have been going into different areas to, monitor things, yelling at people to go home during the coronavirus, shutdown. And but they can monitor people from a distance, and they can still attach things to those drones. Whether or not they're speaking the loudspeaker, or even if it's maybe a rubber bullet gun, who knows?
Yeah, you never know. They can weaponize it. They can weaponize the heck out of it. Absolutely. Huh.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it gets implemented, though. No one's really sure what it's going to look like so far, but this, as we all know, this isn't the first instance of police brutality or misconduct in the Minneapolis Police Department. This has kind of been a long time coming, and the public schools there had cut their contract with the Minneapolis Police Department. They've just lost all faith in the community, not just the communities of color in Minneapolis. They've lost the community at large, and they just don't have. No one has faith in them anymore. It's kind of necessary to do it at this point. At least in Minneapolis, if not other places. But
yeah. I guess that's the question: is how do you, how does Minneapolis rebuild? Rebuild the trust, rebuild it all. It's gone for right now, but how do you do it? I'll tell you this: it's not viral videos of lip syncing to Bruno Mars. I'll tell you that. So, what other choices do they got? That's the question. Taking a knee and actually standing with the protesters? Fellas?
Yeah, I mean, there's some. It's hard to argue with adding more different things when we're in complete agreement.
Yes.
And I can't try to take a side on the other side. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's hard.
So yes, Pascal. Yes, you are right.
I'm just saying, it's okay to play devil's advocate as long as you say, hey, I'm playing devil's advocate and I'm just throwing that question out there. How do you do that? How does a city that is is ground zero for at least right now, is ground zero for this particular moment, at this particular moment, for a, something so inhumane that happened. How does a police department of a city actually, I don't know, gain the trust back? How does that happen? How do you do that? How does one rebuild it?
With actual change. Maybe the city can't do it. It's the people's job.
Yeah.
It's a go in and putting input in. It's actually participating in government.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big thing, is that there's a lot of people that don't participate in government at all. And they just, because they hate it and they think that nothing will change, so they don't.
Yeah.
And you shared a video over the weekend of a guy that was rapping about voting.
Yes.
And he breaks it down pretty to the basic levels of like, hey, we're not just going and voting for a president.
Right.
That doesn't change much stuff. That's the ultimate top power, right? But he's not the one that's going and constructing these laws that are getting voted on.
It's very true.
He's not the one that are judging people that are breaking those laws and then being put in front of somebody to decide whether or not they owe money or they're going to be put behind bars for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
It's going out and actually voting on, actual change, structural change. Vote for the people that are actually going to be pushing for your ideas. Yeah. Don't go in and just pick a random name. You got to do research. You got to understand what their stance is.
You got to work
on their social profiles.
You got to put in some work, and that a lot of people don't want to do, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I need to pull up that video here. I'm going to pull up that video so that everybody can see that too, because you're right, Jack. Thank you so much for pulling that up bringing that up, because that's the thing, which is funny in that rap video, in that song, he actually says, we learned all this stuff when we were kids, but then we seem to have forgotten about it. Yet we're all about, getting the first black president in. We're all about getting the presidents getting voted, but we forget about all the people that are underneath him, that he's just here signing bills. He's just saying yes and no to a whole bunch of stuff. But there's the people who actually make those bills that are inside of all the other branches that we completely forget about, because we look at the star. We just look at all that. We don't see the guys who are behind the scenes making things happen, that are stirring the pot. And I thought that was very fascinating. And I was like, wow, it's so funny. Yeah, we did learn this stuff in junior high, grade school, junior high. And then all of a sudden it's like they completely throw it out. They kind of make you forget about it when those are the most important people. It's almost like the president is just a mouthpiece. He's the actor. These are all the script writers and the directors and the cinematographers and all that stuff that make the president hopefully look good, by saying, yes, we're going to, we're pushing for this particular thing. We're pushing for that particular thing. Most of the time, they're just a mouthpiece. Most of the time, they're just the actor inside of this very big film production, with their huge team behind them. We forget about that. And that's why I feel like that's why I wanted to show that video, because everyone forgets. Everyone sits there and goes, well, how am I supposed to vote? When they say vote, 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 it's like, well, where? What am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to vote? How am I supposed to vote? And it's like, no, it's all the other branches that we need to keep an eye on. And we got to get the right proper people in those particular spots voted in, so that when it comes to when we get the president, elected, the right president elected, we're getting bills and laws made. Not the same dudes that have been in there for 20, 30 some odd years that don't want to change at all, that just want to be the white supremacist, racist bastards that they are, And so that's why I put up that video, because it's like, yo, it does start from the ground up. If we had a different House, if we had different senators right now, Trump wouldn't be getting away with a lot of stuff. Even if he was elected in, he wouldn't be getting away with a whole lot of stuff. There'd be a lot more bills being passed.
He was impeached.
or he would have been impeached. Absolutely.
No, he was impeached.
Well, no, I'm saying like, fully, like actually
removed from office.
Removed from office. That's what I mean. You know, like it would have been a successful impeachment. You know, but that's the thing. Like we forget that it starts from the ground. It starts from the root. You know, it starts from the root, and we just completely throw that out the window. We forget because they make us see all the. You know, it's all about we look at the shiny ball, you know, they're like, look over here, look over here, look over here. Forgetting that there's men and women that are in the house right now that are just racist as hell and have been there forever. We need to vote those guys out. And that's even on a local level too. You know, St. Louis is starting to get more woke in regards to that. We're starting to wake up. You know, there's been prosecuting attorneys and all that. Government officials in St. Louis that have been in the same position for decades upon decades that have not done anything. But like I said, we have to be less lazy. We have to get off our asses. We have to do the research. Unfortunately, we have to do the research because they're not going and saying, hey, look at Senator such and such, and here's the breakdown of who he is and what he does. They don't do that for us. We got to do it for ourselves. Why? Because that's how it's done. So that they can keep running the country the way it is.
Yeah.
Like I said, they want us to look over at the president while all this other BS is going on the other side. It's the Kansas City shuffle, guys. Look at the left while we go right. Come on, y'all. So that's why I put up that video. Because I was like, yes, finally somebody's saying something. So we need to start doing those things. We need to start one thing I'm going to say, it's going to sound crazy, but I have the only reason why I am excited or happy that Trump is even in office, and this is a very, very, just hold on before anyone jumps down my throat, is because he's made politics relevant again. He's made it where people actually are starting to watch and care. It seems as if we got lazy and we just sat in the back. We got our black president, so it was like, cool, we good. Then all of a sudden Trump comes in and it's like, whoa, wait a second. What's going on? This game was being played so well. Why is it being messed up again? And I think that's the only part that I'm like, yay, because we're finally starting to look at stuff and see that, okay, even when Obama was in office, it's not like he was perfect. It's not like he solved everything all the time. You know, he checked off a few boxes for sure, but there was a lot of other boxes that were left unchecked. But I think we got all complacent. So suddenly this guy swoops in. Because he can bend the rules and do whatever the heck he wants. Now everybody's going, this isn't fair. Well, we voted him in. Not me, but you know what I'm saying. People voted him in. So now it's like, okay, now we got to reap what we sow. Now it's like, oh, we got to pay attention to the game again. And that's what we need to do. We got complacent. We got this guy in, and I think he's in here. He's in this office for a very specific reason. For all of this stuff to happen. To be like, yo, this is all bad. We need to reform. We need to rechange. We need to change things. And yes, it doesn't even start with him. It starts all the way down at the bottom of the root of things. I feel like that's the reason why he's here. In a really messed up way. So please forgive me for my rant. No. But that's what I feel.
I agree with you entirely. And that's the thing. Trump is not the problem. Trump is the symptom of a larger problem.
Bang.
And that's what
beautifully
needs to be
said.
Fixed.
Beautifully said, Tom. You said it a lot better than me, and you said it in one sentence. I said it took me 5 minutes to explain what I was trying to say. So thank you.
He's also not just he's also not just a symptom, but he's also an orchestrator. Because the amount of people that he's going after to have replaced, and the amount of judges that he's tried to have turned over, and lifetime appointed judges to be turned over, like he has gone in to make a change that is fully Republican and make it last for years. I mean, they were at points to where they're asking the older judges to resign so they can get newer, younger judges on the board that are Republican.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's, there is a plan, and he's got a very big, deep plan. And to say that he's stupid is like not the right way. He's manipulative and he's controlling, and he has an agenda. That's for sure.
Yeah,
to make himself more money.
not once would I ever say that he is. I would never say that he is a dumb guy. He wouldn't be where he is if he wasn't smart with something. Not sitting here saying that he's good with math. Not sitting here saying that he's a genius in regards to real estate. He just happens to have a lot of money, have a lot of power, but he's smart with that manipulation. He knows how to play the game. I mean, dude, the man was Democrat for a long while. And then he became Republican. Why? Because he knew he can get on that side, and he knew he could make a win. Once he started saying that, birthright and birthism and all that stuff, he saw that there was an audience. A large audience. So he just poked the bear. He kept poking it till it grew into what it is now, which is his presidency. So he was smart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
it's messed up for me even to say that. But go ahead, Tom.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, as Jack was saying about the judges and stuff like that and the long-term damage, that got me thinking. I don't know if we've ever talked about this on the show. I know it's a bit of a tangent. But Justice Kennedy, when he retired, there is a whole rabbit hole of information surrounding what happened with Justice Kennedy retiring that set up Justice Kavanaugh being on the Supreme Court. Justice Kennedy, who retired, Justice Kennedy's son worked for Deutsche Bank, which you might know was the only bank left that would lend to Donald Trump. And the person that was like overseeing a lot of that money being lent to Donald Trump was Justice Kennedy's son. So Justice Kennedy's son was like tight with the Trump family, Trump's kids and all that kind of stuff, and was the only guy that would lend Trump's organization money because he'd always default on his loans and stuff. So because of that, Trump had a relationship with Kennedy and pushed for Kennedy to retire to make way for Kavanaugh. It's very sleazy. You want to talk about draining the swamp? That's about as swampy as it gets. Is the nepotism and corruption that went into flipping that Supreme Court seat is more disgusting than anything I've heard about in politics in a long time. And that's not conspiracy theory stuff. That's from a book called Dark Towers. It was written by the finance editor of the New York Times.
Wow.
So
that's just facts. That's not a fairy tale.
No, that's not.
That is
that's
facts.
not a fairy tale. That's not conspiracy theory stuff. That's documented fact.
Man,
Kennedy's son was lending the Trump organization money when no one else would.
Ain't that some wild
It's
stuff?
Very swampy.
That's swampy as hell. And then you also got somebody like. Go ahead, Jack. What were we gonna say?
I was just saying I saw that whole article.
Are you just squeezing your eyes
Seemed
really
so
hard?
wrong.
Say that again, Jack. We lost you there for a second again.
Oh yeah. I'll just move on to you. My thing keeps on going up and down, man.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I don't know what's
okay.
going on. AT&T.
There it is. AT&T frozen face. Okay. So real quick, but that's what I find interesting, because also people like Colin Powell are going on to CNN, going on to news junkets and saying that he has been that Trump is basically what he's doing is unconstitutional, that he has drifted away from the Constitution. And so I saw the interview for myself live, and I thought that was, my eyes were glued to the TV when Colin Powell was on, because I'm like, Colin Powell of all people, he's sitting here saying that Trump is drifting away from the Constitution. What's up with this, man? This is incredible. Tom, speak on it.
Yeah, Colin Powell.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, it was. It was crazy. He was on CNN, and I'll read a few quotes here from it. He said, "I cannot in any way support President Trump this year." He's basically said he lies all the time and has drifted away from the U.S. Constitution and poses a danger to American democracy. So not really mincing words there, Colin Powell.
Yeah.
Trump responded on Twitter calling Powell a quote-unquote real stiff. So there you go.
See, the thing is like anybody who's going to disagree with Trump is always going to get the brunt of insults. Like, you know, he's it's like playground insults, you know, it's the stupidest bully type of ish that comes out of this man's mouth. But at the same time, when you got somebody like Colin Powell speaking candidly, saying the things that he said about Trump and how he is drifting away from the Constitution, then you got other people who are saying the same thing, that have been saying the same thing for a long time. It's almost like the truth is finally coming to light. You know, that is finally all just coming to, you know, full circle. Everything's coming to full circle, that everyone's starting to realize, this guy is really bad. Come to think of it, this isn't a good guy. Especially during these times right now, when he needs to be so presidential and he's not being that at all. It's a damn shame.
Yep.
It's a damn shame.
And I personally think this is the first, I think there's going to be a slow drip of former Bush administration officials and people associated with the Bush family that are going to come out in support of Biden all the way through till November. I think with everything that Trump has said about Jeb Bush and about George W. Bush and the GOP not pushing back on Trump when he says these things, I mean, the Bush family is a powerful political organization unto itself. And if you poke that bear enough, it's like The Godfather. They'll come back after you. You don't take sides against the family.
Oh yeah.
And you're seeing Powell coming out right now. Bush, the New York Times has said that George W. Bush, they're saying that their sources say George W. Bush does not plan on voting for Donald Trump. And you have people that, I think it was Jeb Bush's former campaign manager, was quoted as saying there are legions of privately concerned Republicans in Washington. He says, that doesn't do a whole lot for me, but if you're willing to say it, you may as well put on the red cap. And he said, basically, there are a lot of people that behind closed doors are saying, you know, Trump is not fit for office, but publicly you're saying something else. And he says, those people need to stand up. That's Jeb Bush's former advisor when he ran for the 2016 election.
Unbelievable.
So I would not be surprised if from now until November you see a slow drip of former Bush administration officials, even going all the way up to George W. Bush and Jeb Bush, coming out and saying we're voting for Biden. Now keep in mind where those two are from, Florida and Texas.
Right.
Those are battleground states this year. If Jeb and George W. come out in favor of Biden, he might lose both Florida and Texas. Can you imagine a Republican presidential candidate losing Texas?
That would be huge. That would be a huge moment if that actually happens, or when that happens. Let's just be positive, right? Let's think positively, because yes, if that was to happen, or when that does happen, this is going to be amazing. Like I said, Trump is going to have to do something really, really profound, absolutely profound, over the next, from here till November, or he's going to have to do some real dirty digging on Joe Biden. Like, there's got to be something. He's going to have to try to find everything under the sun to try to expose Joe Biden in a bad way, in a bad light. But right now, he is not sounding or looking good at all. We're going to go into a quick commercial break, a very quick commercial break. We'll be right back. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Sex, money, power, respect. All of us have in this community. All
Hey, take up your glass.
The festival is crazy in the streets. Deception, the fakers and leaks. Entertainers and trucking for tweakers and losing their suckers and not so unique. All of us under surveillance. We wasn't feeling they made it. Half of them stumbling around and they faded. They live in the world that's degrading for people that's constantly hated.
But you see how he makes these S's in his body right here? That's where he's hanging on, and then he's moving forward with the locomotion of his ribs. That is classic Missouri rat snake right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab him before he gets into a hole. Now, these snakes are not biters. They won't bite as long as you don't squeeze them. If you just stop them like this, it'll freeze them, and then you just gently pull them back. As long as you don't squeeze them, they won't bite.
Yo, Mike, what's up, man?
Guy? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, so Sugar Fire.
Yeah.
Fully open, right?
Yeah, we're pretty much open. So you can't sit inside yet. Monday you can sit inside a little bit. We'll have 25% of the tables inside, and then we're letting it rip outside.
So I know that there's a lot of people really concerned about staying safe and all of that.
No,
so what are you guys doing in regards to that?
Well, and we have extra people to clean and rub everything down all the time. Everybody inside's wearing masks. And we have little stickers on the ground so everyone can stay 6 feet apart.
Right on.
The tables are all spaced out, inside and outside.
Sugar Fire, open in full effect right now. They're staying healthy, they're staying clean. Go get you a rack of ribs. Sugar Fire, open right now.
Thanks.
All right, welcome back, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like I always say, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button underneath this feed right now. Let us know that you're enjoying the conversation and enjoying the show today. And for those who are watching for the first time, we do this show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. So definitely come in, be a part of the show. Don't be shy. You know what I mean? Be a part of the experience. Called The Pascal Show. Anyway, we got to go into this next thing because we only got a few more minutes before we have to wrap up, unfortunately, today. We got something going on. Treasure chest has been found, hidden in the Rocky Mountains. What the heck is this, man? I didn't even know this thing even exists. Tommy boy, what the heck? And why didn't I know about this so I could have gone out and found this thing my damn self?
I'm in the same boat as you. I had not heard of this before this weekend, but there was a treasure chest that was hidden somewhere in the Rocky Mountains.
That's crazy.
By a guy named Forrest Fenn. Forrest Fenn is an 89-year-old art and antiquities collector from Santa Fe, New Mexico. He took a bronze chest, filled it with over $1 million worth of gold, jewels, other valuables, and he hid it in the wilderness of the Rocky Mountains. And then he, in his biography that came out like 10 years ago, I think, he released he put a 24-line poem out, kind of giving cryptic clues as to how to find it. And for the last 10 years, people have come from all over the place to try and find this treasure. I think four people have died looking for it.
Whoa.
I mean, people have like squandered their life savings trying to find it. I mean, it is attracted it's just ignited the imagination of a lot of people that, see it as like this old West kind of treasure hunt.
Wait, Tom, so you're telling me that this treasure hunt or this treasure was buried away how long ago?
10 years. 10 years
So
ago.
it's been buried and hidden in the Rocky Mountains for 10 years, right? Mm-hmm. So everybody and their mama knew about this? Was it like a myth, like an old wives' tale? Was this an urban legend? Like how did they find out about said hidden treasure in the first place? Was it a tweet? Where did they find this?
He in 2010, the guy Forrest Fenn, the art and antiquities dealer that hid it, he came out with an autobiography called The Thrill of the Chase. And in his autobiography, he included a 24-line poem that gave clues as to where the treasure was buried. And so people, the guy that eventually found it this weekend, they're not releasing his name. The guy wants to remain anonymous, but that guy read that poem and was somehow able to figure out where in the Rocky Mountains this treasure chest was hidden.
Wow.
And he found it. And yeah, this guy, you know, as the years went on,
That's nuts,
he would
man.
add more stuff into the chest. He'd go back out and sprinkle like some gold dust in there, or add in a few more jewels or gold or, you know, artifacts that he had collected.
Wow.
So this thing, it just kept going up in value over 10 years as this guy just kept putting more stuff in it. But it's been found.
Yeah.
And wait, is there footage of the actual inside of this thing? Like, and how much was it? Like, what was the equivalent again?
They say over $1 million. I saw somewhere where it said it was approaching $2 million, but somewhere between $1 and $2 million worth of gold and jewels and artifacts, all that stuff. This guy just, you know, he created a little game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What was that that movie with the guys that went on the horseback, and Billy Crystal was in it?
Oh yeah, City Slickers 2, The Legend of Curly's Gold.
Yeah. That's what I feel like this is like.
I hope John Lovett found it. His character from that was always quoting The Godfather.
Yeah, I only saw that they said somebody from back east.
Yes.
Found it. So.
Oh wow.
But you know, I heard about this several years ago, and I thought it was pretty cool. And then I had completely forgotten about it. To see it pop up in the news was pretty interesting. But yeah, I mean, this is, you know, the modern day treasure hunt of an actual treasure.
Well,
chest.
see, but so now I want to see for myself if they actually found the treasure. You know what I'm saying? Like, or actually show the treasure. You know, like the treasure chest. You know, man, because that's
probably unlikely, because he probably, since he was an antiquities dealer, it's probably all like artifacts that have to be like reclaimed by the countries. And like, it's a sick joke he's probably playing on the people that find the treasure. It's like, oh, these are all stolen.
Right. This is stuff I didn't.
You know what? Let me
stuff I was going to get arrested for having. So here you go.
I'm going to pull this up really quick because I think there is a video. I could be wrong, but I'm going to, you know, just for ish and giggles, I just want to see, because, you know, ABC News just showed this thing. I wonder if they're showing the inside of the actual treasure chest. Hold on, CBS This Morning. Maybe we're gonna pray for a miracle. I'm gonna try CBS This Morning. Let's just see what they say. Hopefully they'll show
Maybe like
something.
the chest from Indiana Jones.
That'd be funny.
All right. So
You got
Tony,
one more for us?
Gail, Anthony, I do. A hidden treasure chest filled with more than $1 million in gold and jewels has been found in the Rocky Mountains after a decade-long search. Art and antiquities collector Forrest Fenn, who hid the stash, says a treasure hunter located the chest a few days ago. He posted clues to the treasure's location online and in a poem that was published in his 2010 autobiography, The Thrill of the Chase. Now, 5 years ago, on CBS Sunday Morning, despite R. Barry Peterson's deep and probing questions, Fenn remained tight-lipped.
The only way that I could prove to you that the treasure is hidden is to take you there.
And what are my chances that you are going to do that?
There's an old saying, two people can keep a secret if one of them is dead.
Whoa. Excuse me. What? What did he say? Damn.
I have to kill you. That's what he just said.
Yeah, he basically said, wow. Okay, I'm continuing. That was funny.
So, Anthony, Fenn estimates 350,000 people have searched for the treasure over 10 years. But I was inspired to treasure hunting long before Fenn's book after watching the classic Our Gang short, Mama's Little Pirate. Remember the one where Spanky and the gang find the treasure and gold and jewels? Look at little Spanky and Scotty there.
No one cares
you know
about
what,
that.
guys? I actually have some good news for would-be treasure
Okay.
hunters. I wrote the first big national article about Forrest Fenn, spent months on it, spent a week with Forrest Fenn himself. And I got to tell you, I do not believe that treasure has been found until Forrest Fenn, who knows how to spin a story, knows how to manipulate the media, until we see a picture, I do not believe it. Forrest,
Facts.
I know you, you know me. I want to see a picture, my friend.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I'd want to see a picture too. Because a part of me is like, is that really real? Is that true? Did they really find the treasure? You know, that could have been another fake treasure. You know what I'm saying? That could have been somebody else putting something out there. But, you know, like I said, how often are you going to see up to past $1 million worth of, like, 2 treasure chests filled with millions of dollars? I mean, you know, you're not going to see that. You know what I'm saying? So that's interesting for sure.
You kind of got me thinking now, being cynical, thinking, well, the economy's kind of taking a downturn. What if that guy's like, hey, I need that now? What if he dug it up and it's like, yeah, the treasure chase is off. I need some money.
Word.
It's like, yeah, somebody found it from the East Coast.
Yeah.
But really, he's just cashing in.
Right. It's like, hey, some dude found it somewhere. He's off in, he's in China somewhere. He came in, he found it, now he's gone. So don't have any footage, don't have a photo of it. It's all good. It is what it is. He probably tried to cash in. You never know. But at the same time, that reporter right at the end of that little clip has a point. If he's the king of spin, I would want facts. I would want an actual photo of person who found it standing next to the thing with homeboy who put it out there saying, yep, this is really the treasure chest. You know what I mean? But
show us the X on the map.
Exactly. I'll believe it when I see it. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely. Anyway, let's go into this game real quick. We got a little bit of a little thing going on, a little bit of a little bit of
quiz hot shot.
Yes. A little pop quiz hot shot for all of us. Fun little game. Jack, what is the theme of this game today?
Okay, so I'm going to be pulling up some images behind me that are going to be famous scenes from some horror flicks or scary movies. And you guys just have to tell me what movie it's from.
Okay. Fair enough. Hold on before you jump into it. I want to make sure that everything's queued up here. But of course, everybody who's watching, and is a part of the show, definitely comment down below. Be a part of the conversation and let us know. See if you can answer it faster than us. All right, let's go.
All right. So here's the first one.
Jack,
alien.
I can't see. You guys just froze up for some weird reason. Totally froze up.
Alien?
Can you hear me, guys?
I can hear you.
Yeah,
but definitely that line of feed is frozen.
It just totally froze up. Hold on. I wonder why. Hold on. Yeah, you guys totally froze up. You know what? You know what? Hold on. Before we get started. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know what? We're going to pause this for a second.
It's alien.
I'm gonna hang up on you guys, and I'm gonna call you guys right back.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, bye. That was weird, guys. That was super weird. I'm gonna try this again. Sorry about that, guys. Weird thing. The internet, the feed just went to crap. So hopefully they'll jump on here very, very shortly, and we'll get things back up and running before we get into this game. Into this game.
It's alien.
Let's see. Okay.
Are we back? Are we moving again?
Yeah, everything's all funky though. I don't understand why. You guys are kind of frozen and choppy and stuff, and my internets are good. Internets are good. Alien? I got that, but I don't know why. I don't know why you guys are frozen. You know what? Maybe it's just not in the cards today. It is totally fine. We're gonna have to hold this game for tomorrow morning. We'll do it for tomorrow's show for sure. Because I don't know why it just went ished the bed hard.
I'm going to spend all day watching horror movies then.
There you go. Doing all your research as much as you can. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, real quick, I just wanted to say a big thank you to Michael Beran for being on the show today. Be sure to go and hit that subscribe button on his channel. That is Wildlife Command Center. Please, please go hit that subscribe button. That's Dawn of the Dead, the remake.
No one can see it, so you can't play a game by yourself.
But I see it. I see it.
Paying attention.
You're not paying attention, but it's okay. Anyway, Tom, Jackie, Tommy Boy, thank you guys so much for calling in and being on the show today. I really, really appreciate it. Anyway, so big, huge thank you to Wildlife Command Center for being on the show. Again, hit that subscribe button on their YouTube channel. They're trying to get past 3,000 subscribers. And if you haven't done it yet on our channel yet, hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. That would really mean a lot. Keep fighting the good fight out there, guys. If you're protesting, if you're planning on protesting this afternoon or this evening, please do it peacefully and please be safe out there. And yes, the Rona is still out there, y'all. So please be safe and healthy. Wear the protective gear that you have and wash your damn hands, yo. All right. But anyway, I will be on tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be sure to tune in. We're going to have a very, very in-depth conversation with a former police officer and talk about the things that, you know, about the racial inequality that goes on, the racial discrimination that goes on behind the shield, and why he stepped away, why he retired from being a cop because of those things. Anyway, we'll be on tonight, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be seeing you then. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys at 7. Much love to you guys. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.
Sex, money, power, respect. All of us in this community. All the good people different to me.
Hey, take up your glass.
The festival's crazy in the streets. Deception, the fakers, and leaks. Entertainers and trucking for tweakers and losing their seconds. They're not so unique. All of us under surveillance. We wasn't feeling they made it. Half of them stumbling around and they faded. They live in the world that's degraded for people that's constantly hated.
But you see how he makes these S's in his body right here? That's where he's hanging on, and then he's moving forward with the locomotion of his ribs. That is classic Missouri rat snake right there. I mean, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab him before he gets into a hole. Now, these snakes are not biters. They won't bite as long as you don't squeeze them. If you just stop them like this, it'll freeze them, and then you just gently pull them back. As long as you don't squeeze them, they won't bite.
Yo, Mike, what's up, man?
Guy? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, so Sugar Fire.
Yeah.
Fully open, right?
Yeah, we're pretty much open. So you can't sit inside yet. Monday you can sit inside a little bit. We'll have 25% of the tables inside, and then we're letting it rip outside.
So I know that there's a lot of people really concerned about staying safe and all of that.
No,
so what are you guys doing in regards to that?
Well, and we have extra people to clean and rub everything down all the time. Everybody inside's wearing masks. And we have little stickers on the ground so everyone can stay 6 feet apart.
Right on.
The tables are all spaced out, inside and outside.
Sugar Fire, open in full effect right now. They're staying healthy, they're staying clean. Go get you a rack of ribs. Sugar Fire, open right now.
Thanks.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
You're going to perform tonight. I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.